Hello, welcome back in the sheet metal workshop, and in this video I like to show you how to make a band with a flattening in it. So I have here already an example how it's going to look like. So it's a band, it's going from left to the right, and on the upper side of the scene we have here a flattening, and we have here normal starter segment. Then the next segment goes with a triangulation in. I did this triangulation with the folding machine, and then we have two flatted parts, and then we have a segment with the triangle going out. This I have rounded just to show two examples, so you can also here do it with a folding machine. And we have an end segment. Okay, I've make here already a little sketch about it. So if you look at this here, so the band goes standing band from left to the right, and here I have noticed the seam, and here's also the segment. So here second triangle, that's here first, and the second, and this is here that triangle goes in with the flat of -30 millimeter, and the fifth segment, this one, I just draw a triangle and with fifth, so the fabricator should know what to do, how the flat goes. So it's actually very simple. It's the German way. In schools they learn with those triangles, and I'm not going to put here at the end and the beginning nothing. So let's get started and let's find out the sizes we need for the flattening. Now the diameter is 170 millimeter and the flattening is -30. So what I'm going to do, -30, I'm going to scratch here a line of 30 millimeter, and wait, I'm gonna make it more visible. So that's my line, and I'm gonna do a different line on a 90-degree angle on it. So there are different ways or possibilities to find out your sizes, and I'm going to show some of them. And now the next thing is diameter 170. So from this starting point we go 85, that's a half, 85 millimeter until there. And now I'm going to take my ruler and go here on the outside. And that's now my flat. Now I can here measure this here, so I have here 65 millimeter, 65, and the bow length, so this is only half, and the bow length we have here 74 millimeters. So that makes a difference of 9 millimeter per side. So for the whole flattening it goes -18 millimeter from the complete circumference. I will short it for 18 millimeter. Now that's one type you can do. What you also can do is you can already cut a half circle and draw it, and then do it by rollation like this. Here you roll it. These are different types. There's also, today everybody's got a smartphone, so I have here my phone, and I have already also have an app, sheet metal calculator. This app has nothing to do with me or with my channel. It's just also called sheet metal calculator. Then there are a few programs on it. It's for Android, but I think for iOS there are also a lot of apps. And we go here on the flattening app. So flattening, diameter 170, and the depth is 30 millimeter. So he gives us B, the whole length, 130, and the bow length, the complete bow length is 147. So here he gives us half, 74. So I have here also 74, and the half of the flattening is 65. So that's it. Now the radius is 85, that's this one, that's 85. The length, the rest length, that's the rest length of the pipe without the flattening is 387 and the complete circumference is 534. Okay, now we have all the information we need. So let's get started. Now I already have here a template I've made in some earlier videos. So that is what we're going to start with. So first what we're going to do, we have here this 74 millimeter and the seam is on the upper side, so that means it's exactly in the center. So the seam is here and the seam is here and here's the center. So I'm going to mark here from my template the center. That's number 4 here, like this. Pull up here the line, 90-degree angle. Okay, that's one. Second, what we're going to do is 74 from number 4 we go here, 74 we go and make here a line, 74. So this is my flat line, and also from the other side 74, that's the bow line, I'm sorry, that's the bow line. Here also 74. These are now my lines. Now on this metal we have here 65. So you can also put here template or just give 65, it doesn't matter. At the end it comes on the same 65. And now also pulling up those both lines up. Okay, now the template on the center line. So this line I'm going to mark here, and now just going to hold this on this line, and I'm going to move this difference here until this line up where it touches. So like here now. So it touches here. And I'm going to draw the line, mark also the holes, and here I'm going from the center until this side from the template. And here until the line. Now here this line, just going to mark it. So next thing what we're going to do, I'm going to hold this here and move this segment until this line touches the other line, like this. And also make here until this line here, mark the holes, and here from the center we go back. Okay, now that's it. Oh, forgot here. And now we're just gonna connect here these both lines, and I'm going to draw my triangle. So from this where I marked it before, that's my first line, and then here from this corner until here the center, and then we go back, and then we go here down. So this is here now my triangle. Okay, so next thing what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it out. Okay, so this is now the second segment. So the second segment, like this, and this one goes now, see, like here. Okay, So now what we're going to do is we're going to mark. So here comes a swage, here comes a female swage and a male swage. Okay, now what we're going to do next is we're going to copy over this because we need two of them. It's number 2 and number 5, so I'm just going to copy this over. But before I'm going to copy, I'm going to give a little snip here. And now I'm just going to copy it over. So I have copied over and also gonna copy over the lines, the triangle. Okay, so now I have two of them, both in different ways. So next what I'm going to do is again cut this out. Okay, so those both segments are done, and I'm gonna also mark it here. One swage here, so male swage, female swage. That's it. So those two segments are done. So what I'm going to do next is I'm gonna make the starter and the end segment at once, because it's 250 length and the radius is 200. That means plus 50 millimeters from the center of the band. So when this is here my template and this is the center line, from this line the 200 starts. So everything what comes plus is more. So I'm gonna give plus 50, then I have 250, so I'm gonna give here 50 millimeters. And then I'm gonna put here on the line, on the 50 millimeter line, and then just gonna draw one line here, gonna mark from the template. And here I'm just gonna turn it, only mark the holes, and mark here also this line, both sides here. And now just gonna give here plus 50 millimeter. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut this. Okay, so that's the starter segment. Here comes a swage, here comes a female swage. This we're going to turn here, also male swage. Okay, now what is left is those two parts that are flatted completely. And therefore I have here already cut on size. So we have a difference between those two sizes. 74 minus 65 is a difference of 9 millimeter for a half. That means from the complete circumference it's 18 millimeters shorter. So this is now my template, and if I put it here on my metal here and we'll measure this size here, I have here a difference of 18 millimeters. So I made this metal 18 millimeters shorter, and I also need the middle line of this metal. So I'm gonna find the middle line. You can do it by making diagonals and then put the center, or just divide an angle length. So I have here 600 millimeter, half 300. Again, pulling up this line. And now again here, 65, 65. Should be 65. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Pulling up. And now what we're going to do is, I need the size. So I need a size 60 millimeter. So you see it's more than, this here is 50 almost. So 60 millimeter will do. So I'm just gonna pull up a line of 60 millimeter. Can be different on other templates, as long if you put here this and this on this 6 millimeter line, that the segment is in the metal. Now I have here a small hole, so if I put this segment here on the line, and I can watch here through the hole, so it's here also exactly on the line, so I know it's in the correct position. And now I'm gonna draw from this line, from the flat until the outside on both sides, and mark the holes. Now I'm just gonna move the segment and do the same thing on the other side. So now I have just to connect these lines here and here. Because I have two segments, I'm just gonna put now the other on this one, copy it over, and also move the other side. It's easy. I made a lot of types of flattening, and if you've seen each of those videos, you will notice that's almost always the same procedure. So now my two middle segments with the flat are done. So cut out the segments and make those holes. Okay, now we're almost done. We've cut everything out. So again, here also male swage, female swage, male swage, female swage. So that's it. Now my segments, if I put everything in the right position, this is how it looks. So now my segments are in the position. So next thing what I'm going to do, I'm going to round this normal. This can I round normal. I'm going to do this with the folding machine. I'm going to round this, and I'm going to do these both too also with the folding machine. Okay, let's go to the machines. Okay, so this one is going to be rounded, and this one is going to be rounded, and the rest we go to the folding machine. Fold this one both, and to find out how much to fold, well, I have here the flattening. So if you have a ruler where you can find out the degrees, it's possible here to find out here. Put it like this. Okay, a little bit more. So I will say 55 degrees. Yeah, so that's one orientation you can have. So both on it. 55. And the next one. It's always good to do both at once, so the edges are exactly the same then. Okay, so these both, oh, I forgot here to do a swage. Okay, now the next thing is here, and this is this one. What we go to do next is I'm gonna put here my ruler. I'm gonna put here my ruler behind the folding machine, just a little bit so it stands on an angle, and now I'm gonna grab here the brake here and pushing it down, see? Every time a little bit more. And now it looks like this. Okay, well that's it. Let's go now to the rounding machine. Okay, so we're now at the rounding machine. Let's have a look. A little bit more. So these are the starting and end and finish segment, end segment. Now we're going to do these one. So now we go here until the flat, go back. So now these are the middle parts, and now here also until the flat. And with this one I'm just gonna snip here and here just a little bit, and now I'm going to round it, and we're gonna move it by rounding, while rounding both at the same time until there, and then we go back and do it same the other side, and also go back. And now here, there where we have snipped it before, and I'm gonna push it here a little bit like this, same thing here, and that's it. Okay, now next thing what I'm going to do, I'm going to put now in those screws. Okay, so we have now put in the screws, and what we can do next is we go to the swage machine. So start with the starting segment. I always start with a female swage, so until there. Okay, and now next one. Now you can see here from the cut, so if I pull it up now here, no, a little bit more, just a little bit. Okay, see, next one is with the flat. You can always correct it here a little bit on the edge here by pushing it down, so you get a nice straight here line. Okay, this is one with the triangle going out without folding, so this is optional. There are people that do only folding in and out. This is just an example to show both ways. And now here I prefer also to go light with a female swage, just light until there. Now it grabs better. When you now go with a male swage, it grabs better. And again a little bit on the edge push. Okay, and now the last one. Okay, well, let's put it together, see what it looks like. Okay, well, that's it. The flattening is there. Okay, maybe a little bit, bring it in form. That's the good thing on sheet metal worker for insulation. You can always make it in form by hands. But okay, well, that's it. That's the band. Okay, 90 degrees. Yeah, okay, well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something, and well, I just showed how to do it a little bit with the sketch and how to flat it, how to turn the segments, so you can do it by the folding machine, can round it. Everything is, yeah, how you like it. Okay, well, thank you for watching, guys, and see you in the next video.